These are the foot soldiers of South African football, the men who pound the dust in pursuit of the beautiful game and carry the battle scars. If you bleed here, you rub sand in and run on. This is training at Alexandra High School on a Thursday night for 377 Football Club, or T.D.S FC for short. The name came from the sum of the birthdays of the club's founders. They play in one of SAFA's amateur leagues in one of the country's toughest neighbourhoods. They finished second last year and hope to win it this year to earn a place in the higher leagues that lead to the Premiership. It's an expensive dream in a poor world.
I would say the challenge is, first of all, it's finance, of which it's so difficult to get finance, whereby you ended up taking money out of your pocket and help the team. So basically that's one of the challenges that we're facing. Sponsorship wise, we're not getting any, of which, like for instance, I've got my own business whereby I do sponsor the same team that I fund. We don't get any help. We are actually helping ourselves as a community and as a football teams.
Only the tough survive in Alexandra. To play footy here, you have to be a street fighter as well as a ball artist, battling the elements instead of merely living with them.
We need resources, my man, of which this ground is one of the grounds that you can actually see yourself, that there's little resources. For instance, there's no goal post, so if you can look around, there's no goal post. So resources is the most important and it's key for development, you know what I mean? So basically that's what's up. I mean, the more resources we get, the more players hopefully that we'll get. We try to build ourselves within our community, you know what I mean? We don't want to wait for SAFA to say, you know what, here's the money, here's what. We need to come up with strategies to make sure that this league goes forward.
Now, if you think these tackles are rugged, you should have seen the studs flying at SAFA headquarters over the last week over a power struggle for the leadership. Sure, it was mostly bickering in the boardroom, but there were many over-the-top tackles.
The circus of the press conference that they held on Tuesday has tainted the image of football.
So bruising has this race been that football governing body FIFA will be sending beady-eyed observers to ensure that the contest does not threaten the staging of next year's Soccer World Cup.
Two men, two factions. Danny Jordan, one of the men who brought the World Cup home. On the other side, Ivan Korza, the Iron Duke, the chairman of the 2010 local organising committee. A jostle for the presidency of the South African Football Association that went from the back pages to the front. A soap opera if ever there was one. Not even the announcement of the under-17 squad in Johannesburg was safe from the all-consuming controversy. The SAFA story was the one that everyone wanted to talk about. There was just one lonely question about the under-17s.
I just felt I need to declare that I had no influence for Solly to be appointed as a coach. He comes from my area, he developed it.
Through it all stepped the lesser-known figure of Kirsten Nematandani. Many saw him as a compromise candidate without the heavyweight credentials of the men who brought home the World Cup. He now presides over a strained and divided association.
It is the nature of election to divide people. You cannot run away from that. As long as you have many candidates wanting to come in, you will have to divide that because they are vying for the same position. I must say, well, we had to stick to our constitution because it was a fact that we needed to ensure that we respect that very, very governing document that we have. Yes, FIFA had a point. We could have done otherwise, but however, we did not go and begin to seek for condonation of our own constitution, and we chose to go on with the World Cup.
Tell that to Orlando Pirates and Premier Soccer League chairman Ivan Korza. He is clutching at legal straws in an attempt to discredit the election. Many see this as a grab for power. Uncomfortable times ahead.
Look, I am less concerned about that. I didn't choose myself to be here, the people chose myself. And because they chose me to be here, I believe that was an act of God. Anybody who feels aggrieved about that, we're very fortunate in this country. We've got good legal system. They will deal with it. And the people have spoken, and that's how it goes.
So what does all this mean for T.D.S FC, watching from Alexandra, especially with the World Cup coming?
You're more of a mentor, you know, you're setting a wrong example, you know. So you have a whole lot of administrators, you know. Like for instance, you have Alexandra Local Football Association for that matter, you know. And then what example are you setting? You know what I mean? So in a way, they won't be able to sort out their own problems, whereby it's going to be more like, okay, let's change blows, because people from the top, they're exchanging blows, you know. So it's unspeakable in a way, you know, of which it sets a wrong example.
We're experiencing a lot of problems in the national teams, and they're still fighting. Even them, we've got a problem with the squad, with the team, and we've got a problem with the, I can say, I don't know, maybe a managers or a management of staff.
For Alexandra, it will mean a lot if, for instance, I mean, there will be money generated, I think, in 2010, you know, of which we actually need that money as well, you know. The portion of that money we need in order for us to be able to run a league efficiently and professionally, you know what I mean. I'm not saying, well, it's not run professionally, but it will help in uplifting our a game in a way, you know, because that's all about. It's all about soccer at the end of the day.
If Kirsten Nematandani wants to find out what ails South African football, he could do worse than call in on T.D.S FC in Alexandra.
I come from grassroots. I know what it takes to be out there.
This is where development lives, and that is supposed to be SAFA's core business. How then is the new man at the helm going to give young dreamers like this a better chance to make it from the dusty playing fields of Alexandra to the lush green turf of success?